The donkey turn round and watch parrot. He say, parrot, shut. And he said, very loud, let me tell you.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Hello, thank you for tuning in to Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith and welcome to your news at noon. Let's get to the news in detail. Following the release of two damning reports this year by the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change and the International Energy Agency, which call for no new fossil fuel projects in the interest of steering clear of increasing global temperature, many industry stakeholders have been watching Guyana closely to see its next move. Much to the disappointment of several reputable industry experts and analysts, President Irfaan Ali and his Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo have categorically stated that there is no stopping the oil exploration and production offshore Guyana, particularly in the ExxonMobil-operated Stabroek Block. International lawyer Ms. Melinda Janke was keen to point out that Guyana's development of its 9 billion barrels of oil-equivalent resources in the Stabroek Block is equivalent to detonating a carbon bomb, as it would release over 12 billion tons of greenhouse gases and toxic chemicals. She said Ali and Jagdeo have been elected to protect the nation and are acutely aware of the dangers of climate change. She said it is therefore clear that Guyana is gripped by the oil curse as the government wants to do oil no matter the consequences to the country. And moving on. With the Guyana Energy Agency coming under intense scrutiny and resurfacing allegations of fossil fuel smuggling, the entity's top brass has silenced its division heads from speaking with the media on any matter relating to the agency. As such, requests are now being made to have questions sent directly to the CEO, Dr. Mahendra Sharma, and Chairman of GEA's Board of Directors, Jerome Khan. Kaieteur has since complied with the request, but up to press time there was no formal response from the GEA. However, a confidential source inside the agency, who has since confirmed that all staff members have been directed by GEA's top brass to not speak with the press regarding any matter in light of the intensified scrutiny of the organization. Meanwhile, the former junior finance minister under the previous administration called on the government to not only make public all the forensic audit reports, but to also involve the Guyana Police Force. And now let's tell you, it is no secret that deficient and unkempt financial records at City Hall have made it difficult for auditors to do their statutory duty to keep track of municipal expenditures and make the necessary recommendations for better accounting systems. As such, Auditor General Deodat Sharma repeated a call for the Georgetown MNCC to close its financial books and start afresh. Sharma said that a fresh financial system will help enable the Audit Office of Guyana to properly audit the entity. At present, he explained the Audit Office's current undertaking to audit the records of City Hall has proven difficult due to missing records. He said too that though the municipality has submitted its draft financial report, it is not in the compliance with the requisite legislation. And moving on. U.S. oil majors ExxonMobil Corp and Chevron Corp have failed to meet a core transparency standard set by the Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, the EITI, a global anti-corruption body on which the companies have board seats, EITI said on Wednesday. Exxon and Chevron have declined to publicly disclose taxes and other payments they have made to governments in the countries where they operate that are not EITI members, the group said in a spreadsheet detailing many company adherence to its standards. The Norway-based EITI, which was founded 2 decades ago and has about 55 country members, implements voluntary global standards to promote the open and accountable management of oil, gas, and mineral resources to help prevent corruption in all resource-rich countries. And now let's tell you, poverty eradication, protecting our planet and building a peaceful world cannot be achieved without addressing all forms of inequality. Head of State President Irfaan Ali addressed the world leaders during the 76th UNGA in New York, USA, flanked by Vice President Bharat Jagdeo and Guyana's permanent ambassador to the UN, Carlin Rodriguez-Burkett, and Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation Minister Hugh Todd. According to the head of state, President Ali, who yesterday joined the world leaders in the meeting, adopted yet another international political declaration, Durban Declaration and Program of Action. He has since committed to Guyana will work towards full implementation of the Durban Declaration and Program of Action. Held under the theme Reparations, Racial Justice and Equality for People of African Descent, President Ali in his address remarked that the Durban Declaration and Program of Action is a comprehensive, action-oriented document that proposes concrete measures to combat racism, racial discrimination, xenophobia, and related intolerance, and emphasized that equality and non-discrimination are not only fundamental principles of international human rights and international humanitarian law, but are at the root of political, social, and economic development. And moving on, 2 houses located at Turn Drive, East Rhymeville, Georgetown, were on Tuesday completely destroyed after a 3-year-old boy reportedly set a mattress on fire. As a result of the blaze, a total of 17 persons are left homeless. Among the victims is Janelle December, popularly known in the Turn Drive area as Muslim. According to the Guyana Fire Service, the fire reportedly started sometime around 14 hours 30. The Guyana Fire Service stated that based on its investigation, the fire was started by someone in the building and then spread to the house nearby, destroying both of them. Speaking with the victims, Kaieteur News was informed that the fire started after a 3-year-old boy had set a mattress on fire. And now for a COVID-19 update, followed by the page 7 of the Kaieteur News. The Ministry of Health announced yesterday that 2 more women who contracted COVID-19 have died. As a result of this, the country's COVID-19 death toll has moved to 740. The Health Ministry reported that the latest fatalities are that of an unvaccinated woman and another whose vaccination status is unknown. 362 new infections have brought the total number of confirmed cases in the country to 30,186. This is the highest number of new cases ever recorded in just a 24-hour period since the country recorded its first case last year. 36 patients are in the COVID-19 ICU, 163 in institutional isolation, 3,545 in home isolation, and 4 in institutional quarantine. To date, a total of 25,702 persons who tested positive with the virus have recovered. Nigeria is now begging oil companies to cut expenses. Guyana, on the other hand, is joyfully approving bills in the billions for expenses, much of which could be fabrications. If we continue like this, Guyana will become like Nigeria. What the PPP and the big shot VP refused to do today, check those bills, will return to haunt. Guyana too will be forced to beg oil companies to cut expenses. Although we should be in the driver's seat with oil, right now we are kissing the feet of Exxon and others. We are saying, with warm smiles, bring the billion-dollar bills, we will pay. And with that, we've come to the end of today's News at Noon. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your